Well, hey there, Bright Light, and welcome to this week's episode of Urban Shamanism with me, Steffi Funk, where I give you the sacred tools for an extraordinary life in the concrete jungle. And today we're going to talk about a topic that is probably one of the most near and dear to my heart, and that is, what is urban shamanism? So I put out an episode every week of this series called Urban Shamanism, and I want to share with you today what that means to me, and more importantly, what that then means for you. So today we're going to talk about three things. First, what is shamanism? Second, what makes it urban? So by definition, what does that mean when we say urban shamanism? How does that change things? And then finally, what this means for you in terms of being able to identify and work with your own inner shaman, which for our purposes today, you can use interchangeably with like the term inner healer or inner energy worker. So definitely stick around because this is a really empowering episode about how you are really your own shaman. And before we go any further, it's really important for me to say that I have worked with many indigenous shamans, and I have great respect for those who are truly able to call themselves shamans based on their ancestry and the incredible work that it takes to be a true shaman. Now, that said, when I refer to our inner shaman, I'm referring to the higher part of us, our higher self that's able to access the energetic world and influence our physical reality. And that's important because I want to maintain all respect for the true shamans that I've worked with and really make that distinction clear. Okay, so with that, let's jump right in. So first of all, what is shamanism? Shamanism is the oldest form of spirituality on our planet. It dates back over 100,000 years, and it is the root of every religion on our planet. However, it itself is not a religion. It's a way of being in relationship to the world. Shamanism sees medicine in everything, and especially in the natural things like the sun, the moon, the stars, the animals, right? So spirit animals are a shamanic way of looking at the medicine of various animals to help us spiritually. Shamanism sees the magic in every rock, every tree, and the medicine that they bring for us. For example, a tree is very grounding, right? The sun is very energizing. Various animals have different characteristics, so they all are a different face of spirit, and spirit has sort of left us these cosmic breadcrumbs that remind us of the magic of who we really are. And who we really are is a face of spirit itself, right? So we are all spiritual beings having a human experience. We tend to get pretty lost in this illusion of being human, but spirit hasn't forgotten us, right? Like we have all of these reminders everywhere about the magic that is spirit, who we are, and we're able to leverage that medicine, that shamanic medicine of everything to affect our physical reality. So when we talk about shamanism, it's really about how to work with the spiritual realm and how to remember where we really come from. And now that we know what shamanism is, I want to define what makes it urban. Now, typically when we think of shamanism, we think of indigenous tribes, especially South American. We often think of shamanism coming from Peru, the jungle, right? So when we talk about urban shamanism, it's taking all that magic of working with the energetic realm and applying it to the concrete jungle, right? So how can we be exceptional, extraordinary, magical, energetic beings in the concrete jungle to create lives of abundance, joy, and freedom, which is what spirit really wants for us, right? It's just our egos that keep us limited in thinking that that's not what we deserve. We deserve everything. Spirit wants everything for us, and Spirit has given us multiple tools, endless tools, unlimited tools, sacred tools to access the energetic realm to impact our physical reality, which I know I've said numerous times, but that's really important, right? Because when we think about the energetic versus the physical realm is going to require force, stress, effort, strain. Think of like pushing a boulder up a hill. But shamanism works in the energetic realm. So think of like a lever, right? So this is the physical realm. It's like really hard to maneuver and manipulate, but this is where we always operate. or you can be over here in the energetic. Just slight little changes super affect the physical reality, right? We can influence the quantum field, and we can use things that are very powerful, like the sun and the moon and the stars, to do that work for and with us, to call in our allies. And, we're never doing it all by ourselves. And shamanism reminds us of that. So when we talk about urban, we're talking about doing that in practical life, everyday life, right? So it's shamanism that is accessible, practical, and easy to use, and makes sense in terms of what we want to get out of our true reality, right? So that joy, that abundance, that freedom, they're not worldly things, right? Those are things of spirit, and we deserve those whether we live in the jungle or the concrete jungle. So that's what makes it urban. And when I talk about accessible, that now brings us to what it means to find our inner shaman or our inner healer. A shaman is a bridge between the higher realms and the earthly planes, someone who can walk in both worlds, the energetic and the material, and use their access to non-physical reality to directly impact physical reality. So if this is what a shaman is, I want you to start thinking of your inner shaman as that inside of you, that higher self part of you that can also do this, okay? I have an inner shaman, and so do you. And you are able to work with energy. You are able to influence the non-physical realms so that you can get what you want in the physical, so that you can manifest the desires of your heart. And that is what it means to be an inner shaman. A lot of people have a sense that they were meant to be a healer. When you work with your inner shaman, you're calling forth that healer within, especially when we talk about your inner shaman. That also invokes this idea that we each have this perfect medicine that we can bring into the world. And our medicine is that perfect combination of skills, strengths, experiences, talents, even our messes that make us exactly who we are and make us perfectly positioned to be of service to the world in a way that brings great abundance, also known as our divine purpose, so that we can be of service to others and enjoy joy and freedom at the same time, as well as abundance. So that's our medicine. So inner shaman, when you tap into your inner shaman, you're also invoking that part of you that knows that you have a beautiful, unique medicine to share with the world, which is part of my work, is to help you find that inner medicine, find your inner shaman, and clarify and manifest your divine purpose into the world, because the world needs it. Believe me, if spirit put you here, spirit knows you have a specific medicine that the world needs. So with all of that, that brings us to our weekly inner shaman practice. And this week, it's really about taking time each morning to call forth that highest part of you, that inner shaman part of you. And all it is saying a prayer, but saying a prayer more from the place of the I am presence that's inside of you. So you could say something like this: Great Spirit, in the name of the I am that I am, and in accordance with my inner shaman, I call forth X, Y, and Z, right? I energize these projects. I call in my allies to help me clear this, and this obstacle. Thank you so much for your help, and I appreciate you so much. And so it is, aho. And just by virtue of calling forth that part of yourself, it changes the frame of prayer. It changes it from like a real supplication type request to a more of an invocation, because if you are spirit and you are an unlimited creative being, then you can simply summon forth what it is you want in this lifetime. So continue to do that every morning and start to really get in touch with how you feel when you actually call forth the I am presence and the inner shaman within, and just start to practice invoking that each morning, and we'll build on that from there. So I hope this was a helpful episode. I look forward to your comments and feedback below. Once you've tried this, please let me know how this works for you and how it feels to know that you too have an inner shaman. I can't wait to see you next week.